Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live stream. We're going to be trading the NQ, the Nasdaq futures, on the 800 tick chart. Today is Monday, September 22nd, and we're happy that you're here. We have about 4 minutes before market open. We closed yesterday, or I should say on Friday, around 861. I have it marked up here. We've since dropped. We are around VWAP at the moment right here. And the current trade that triggered was this candle right here. I don't know if it hit target yet. Let me see. Almost. We are coming up on this bigger downward trend line right here. Anything could happen at market open though in about 3 minutes. So let's see. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. Okay, we finally hit the target. We'll be keeping track of the runner right here. Excuse me. Okay, we have about a minute and a half. Looking at the potential news today, we got news at 9:45 where FOMC member Williams speaks. We got news at 10 where another FOMC member speaks. They're both kind of yellow folders, so may or may not have a lot of volatility there, but we'll be keeping an eye out on that. All right, we'll go ahead and delete this line because we broke and closed above it. All right, market has opened. We might be retesting this high right here from overnight, the London session. We also might be going all the way up here to fill the gap. We'll see what the market wants to do. All right, the runner was taken out right here with this candle. So let's get this out of the way. We're gonna wait for our next setup. All right, this is actually our next setup here. right, target was hit. Moved to break even for our runner. Locked in 5 points. All right, my 5-point was stopped out before the runner could keep going, but that's okay. The runner is still technically, well, runner was finally taken out right here. Okay. All right, let's move some trend lines here. We had this one. We still have this one. We don't have any signal yet to do anything, so we're just gonna be patient. This was technically our next signal, but it happened way too fast. All right, runner's been taken out. Okay, this is going to be our next signal here. If we trigger higher. We did not. This one triggered higher, but it stopped out first, so. All right, looks like we're trying to retest the gap fill here. Probably could have grabbed it right here. Yeah. All right, here we go. Stop loss is right here. Hoping it goes back up and doesn't stop us out. All right, that's too bad. All right, this is our next signal here to go higher. Runner's taken out. I need to get out of this trade. Technically, we haven't hit the target yet. So I'm just going to leave the stop loss where it's at. Really sloppy start though, I won't lie to you. Yeah, it stinks. This is actually a short here. If we can come back up and grab it. All right, this hit target, so The runner's been taken out. This is a signal to go up, but we have the standard deviation in the way, so not going to take it. Did work though. All right, runner's out. This is a signal to go bearish if we get a bearish candle here below the 21 EMA, but we don't. Okay, so this did hit target and is retesting the stop loss on the runner. We're getting probably say this is a signal, but the runner's technically still running, so we're just gonna not take this trade here. There we go, that stop loss on the runner. Okay, now we have this new downward trend line. We have a bearish signal here that we will take. Okay. All right. All right, it hit it. Hit our first target. We have a runner now. Okay, we've locked in 5 points. Does it want to keep going lower? It does. Maybe it'll retest VWAP if we keep going lower. Maybe it'll decide to build support here at this swing level. We'll see. See what it wants to do. Move our runner down. Golden ruler moves up. Okay, our runner was taken out. Now we look for the new setup. This will be a trigger going bearish if we get it. Retest VWAP down there. Okay. Just Stop loss is like right there though, but I'll probably move it a little bit higher. Add there. And decrease, add into the runner here. Okay. Well. Okay, we're about to actually hit the target as initially intended. Right. Or, missed it by a couple of ticks here. We're not in the trade anymore anyway. We are bouncing off the 5-minute EMA, 5-minute 8 EMA. Let me rephrase that right here. This is probably why we're getting that bounce before VWAP. Okay, this trade is about to be stopped out, I think. Golden ruler was here, made a new low, now it's down here. Okay. All right, so this is actually a bullish trigger. Or bullish signal that just triggered. Let me rephrase that. Okay, our first target was filled. We have a runner now. Okay. Can't seem to get runners going, but that's okay. Probably could have re-entered here. We didn't finish the move yet, but I'll take my guaranteed profit that I've already locked in rather than trying to retest the move. Okay, it did hit the target. Let's keep track of the runner. I'm not in the trade, but we'll keep track of the runner. The runner's right at break even. Okay, runner is right here. I'll go ahead and delete this line and this line. Update this line. Okay, runner still running. This is a bearish signal, but we have the EMA in the way, so I'm not going to take it. But this did trigger bearish. Now this triggered bullish, so let's take it. Okay, 22. Don't like that we're retreating here. All right, that was a stop. That was also a trigger going to the downside. Go ahead and mark this high here. Apparently could be an area of resistance. We still haven't filled the gap. We're still in this bearish move that hasn't finished. Technically, golden ruler's here, and now it's up here. Yep. So now we're also in a bullish move, as well as the bearish move. This is not good when you have two triggers. This means there's chop and indecision. Also have a lower high here. Gotta mark that. You can see there's a lot of chop on both sides, so just kind of sitting on our hands here. This was the next bullish trigger. It almost hit its target. We did fill the gap. All right. Might take this here with a retest of this high, and this is as my stop loss. And we have a runner up there, so okay. We did hit the initial target here off of this initial trigger candle, and my runner is out. So golden ruler moves up. We do have a brand new downward trend line here. Delete some of these other lines. And now we wait for our next signal. Let me get the runner out of the way here. So the next signal would be a pretty obvious one. It would be either a break below the standard deviation level and this trend line to go bearish, or a break up above this trend line here to go bullish. I'm trying to see if this was a level that we hit as well. It is. Might be testing the overnight highs. So this will be my next trigger to go up. If we get it. It doesn't, well, we'll see if we get the trigger. Doesn't look like we will. Okay, we didn't. We did not get the trigger. We actually draw this trend line now. we have these two trend lines. But if we get a break above it and a signal, that'll be our signal candle. Which that's exactly what this is. Our target is here. $57. Go ahead and add here. Might be a stop loss though, but let's go ahead and increase. I added at the 50% pullback. And my target's going to be right here. My first target's going to be at the 150 level. There it is. And then we move our runner to break even. See if we can get another contract off up here. To close out the measured move. Okay, did not. Alright, I still like the way I traded that. The move's technically not over yet, so anything can happen. Our golden ruler does move up. A lot of chop here, which I don't really like. Okay, looks like we're on our way to try to hit the target. Also means we move the golden ruler. Target hits. Runner is running. Let me grab, where is my runner? Down here. Okay. Runner is running. And golden ruler moves up. So we have this trend line now. The runner, we just tagged the overnight high. So we might see some profit taking here, or we might go and retest the all-time high at 24,888. So since we're up here, maybe we go and try to test it. I don't know. Alright, runner's been taken out, but we don't have any signal to do anything just yet. Do have this downward trend. We did technically trigger lower right here with this candle, but there's a lot of potential support below us. It did hit the target. It was a very small candle. So this might be our signal to go up if we can close above the EMA. We did trigger higher. I just can't take it though. And there's the stop loss maybe, or maybe it holds and we do get target. I don't know. And I'm trying to find a trend line that works for us here. Doesn't look like we can find one. All right, so this definitely stopped out. And now we got a bearish trigger, but we got the standard deviation right here, so can't take that. Gonna skip it, but we'll mark it. And the golden ruler moves right here. We have about 3 minutes till 10 o'clock. There is news at 10 o'clock, so although it's not big news, but you never know sometimes. Alright, let's delete this line. This is a bullish trigger, but we're still in the bearish trade and we're below this EMA right here. And we have golden ruler right there. So it's better to just wait and let these trades play out. We also have news in 2 minutes. Okay, so the bearish trade stopped out. We wouldn't have taken it anyway. And the bullish trade just hit its target. Okay, we're going to keep track of the runner here. Retesting the overnight high right here, which could act as a lower high potentially. All right, it is 10 o'clock. The runner was just taken out right there. So we have this trend line. And this trend line. This would be a signal to go higher and retest the prior all-time high. If we get the trigger, that is. Doesn't look like we will, okay? Alright, we readjust this line. This is a trigger lower. I don't know if we have room for it though. We do. We do have room. We'll go ahead and take it bearish. My stop loss is right there. I don't know if it's going to work at this point. Probably going to get stopped out here. I'm not going to add to this position. Yeah, stop loss. That's okay. We also triggered higher here. This hit target. Runner is still running. Runner is out. We have a bigger upward trend line like this right here. This is, I don't think this is going to be a signal. Could. It did break the bigger trend line. Well, I was going to say we probably can take it, but it already hit its target. Wow, that was fast. Wow. And the runner would have been taken out. So we need to draw a new downward trend line here. We do move golden ruler up. Let me I would normally say this is the signal to go higher, but we have the all-time high right above our heads, so I don't know if we shouldn't really take this. So there it is, a stop loss. Now we are kind of in a wedge. This is a trigger lower, but we wouldn't have taken it. It was above the EMA, and we have this trend line here. So we're just gonna wait. Okay, so this is a trigger to go higher, but we can't take it. We have all this resistance right there with these trend lines. All right, target hit. We retested the all-time high, and we made a brand new all-time high. Runner does move up. All right. Runner is out. This is a trigger higher, but I don't like being at all-time highs right now. Just gonna wait. See if we can get a deeper pullback if we're gonna go bullish. There's the stop. This is another trigger to go higher. We have the trend line in the way now. All right, let me refresh my historical data in case my candles are out of whack. Sometimes when you're trading with tick charts, you should do that maybe every 30 minutes or so. Okay. This is looking like it wants to be a bearish trigger, but we do have the golden ruler in the way right here. Or a bearish signal. It's looking like it wants to be a bearish signal candle. Not anymore. All right, this is a bearish signal, but we got golden ruler right there. So let's see. Did hit target though, man. Had a feeling it was going to work because the bulls could not have. They've tried to come back twice or 3 times here, here, and here, and failed to retest the all-time high again. But I'm gonna just follow my rules and plenty of trades ahead of us here. The runner is still running. Runner is still running. Delete these lines here. We are back at the gap fill area from Friday's close. It'd be really interesting to see if we can get a bullish signal higher here. If we can close above this standard deviation level, potentially we can go back, but we might have the EMA in the way. The I wouldn't consider this a signal, by the way. I need to be able to draw an upward trend line here, or it needs to have touched the standard deviation level, which it didn't, and then come back down. Also, I have this swing level here that we're bouncing off of. Another reason why you wouldn't have taken this bearish. We now have an upward trend line like this. So if we can get a strong bearish candle to close below this line, we can potentially look to take it bearish. I need something stronger than this, though. This is a signal. It may end up working. I don't know. There's a lot of bouncing around here. Golden ruler moves down. All right, that's a stop. So this is why I didn't take it. We were around this swing level here. It might, see, it might still work. No, definitely out now. Okay. And now we have a bullish signal, but we are right at that trend line. So just have to be patient here in this level. A lot of indecision. And that's the stop loss for the bullish trade. This next candle, though, if we can get it to close above this trend line here and the EMA and the standard deviation level, it would be a strong bullish signal. Doesn't look like it wants to give us that. Okay. This is, if this triggers lower, it's a signal to go lower, but we still have the trend line in the way, and we have golden ruler in the way, so we can't take that bearish either. This is forming to be a bearish signal candle, but we have support levels below us, so we can't take it bearish if it does trigger. All right. If we can get... I feel like every time it tries to go one way, it goes the other, so... There's a lot of indecision here. This is not a signal. It did stop out, and then it came back down. All right, this is the candle I'm looking for. Yeah, this is definitely the candle I'm looking for. There we go. Target hit. I have a runner now. My runner's locked in at 5 points. See if we can keep going. I can move the runner. All right, runner moved. We haven't really had a big runner today. I would love for this to be it. Okay, we're still going higher. That's good. It tested our stop loss. We can go ahead and delete this, delete that. Okay, we can move our runner up. I usually have my runner 2 ticks below. All right, well, it's out for sure now. Our runner is out. Now what that does is it does create a lower high scenario right here. So we gotta draw this line. Also, I believe we already got the signal to go bearish. Was it right? It was this micro trend line, this triggered lower. We wouldn't have taken it, but this is technically the signal to go bearish right here. And then, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at something else. This was a signal to go higher here. We wouldn't have taken it anyway because we had that trend line in the way, but it did hit target. So we're going to go ahead and mark and keep track of the runner. All right, we definitely tested and broke and made a brand new all-time high. Our runner is still running. runner is out. And technically, the bearish trigger was right here. We wouldn't have taken it, but because the runner was still running. So you're in a bearish trade right now, technically speaking. Are we technically, did it close below? This is so marginal, guys. You have to zoom in this much to see if this signal candle actually closed below, and I believe it did. I really do believe it did. Yeah, right there. So we still are in this bearish trade. This would be a signal to go higher. I don't know how I feel about it because we're still in a bearish trade. So and our target would be above the all-time high, the brand new all-time high. So could happen. Just don't like low probability setups like this. We do have another trend line we should probably draw as well. It's this one. Yeah, a lot of indecision. A lot of indecision. Okay, this is why we didn't take the bullish trade. We're still in the bearish trade. This is a lower high now. This is another bullish signal. This would actually get us up to, which I don't have marked here, but 900. But we're still in that bearish trade. Bearish trade did stop out. We're retesting the prior all-time high right here. We just made it. And boom, buyers are in control today. Okay, we just hit 900 and we hit our target. Runner moves up. Okay, runner keeps going higher here. Okay. If this closes below 900 and triggers, it's technically a signal to go lower. But we can't take it. We still can't take it. We got lots of things. We got support levels below us. The runner has been taken out. We do have a standard deviation level above us if we're trying to go bullish. So it's kind of another tight trading range situation. Oh, and we have two triggers technically. We have this bearish trigger because it broke this downward trend line, and we have this bullish trigger because it closed above 900. So we have two triggers in play. And the bearish trigger was the one that played out. Now we keep track of the runner, which is right around 900. The stop loss for the runner. Now we move it down. All right, runner's been taken out. We have a double bottom here. If it does give us another, if we break the double bottom, that would be a signal, but we have golden ruler right here, and we have this prior upward trend line right there. So can't take that bearish either. All right, this is a signal to go bearish. I think we have enough room if we, yeah, before the golden ruler, if it triggers. Yeah, it did. Okay. And if it doesn't want to trigger, that's okay. I mean, it did trigger, but I'm just waiting to see if it wants to come back down. All right, it did. I'm going to see if I can get it here. $901.25. Okay. I'm going to take off my first set of targets around the low here. If it wants to come down, I might get stopped out here. A lot of indecision. Yep. All right. So, flatten everything. This is another trigger higher, which we can take. It's only 5 points, or see if it comes back, retest 900, and we can go. It might just hit target without us. Yep. That's okay. Okay. Our golden ruler moves up. We're testing our runner stop loss right now. All right, this right here is a signal to go south. Although the only thing I would say that was probably didn't fit my rules is that it didn't close below 900. So this might not work. I will say the good news today is we've taken a few stops, but they've been small. They've been small. I probably shouldn't have taken this one. This didn't follow my rules, and it was above the EMA, and it was above 900. That's unfortunate. That was kind of an unnecessary stop loss on my end. Yeah, I kind of messed up on that one actually. The trigger would have been here to go bearish. Yeah. Messed up on that one. It's my fault. All right, runner is still running. All right, this might be a bearish signal here. But the runner's still running, so if the runner was taken out, we would have taken this bearish. All right, see if I can get back in. These signals are very small. I'm used to the signals being 3 times the size. All right, this already hit target. Yep, golden ruler moves up, thank you. All right, runner's taken out here. We do have a downward trend line. This would be a signal to go higher. But I mean, man, this is a brand new all-time, brand new high. I don't know. I don't know if we'll get the trigger, to be honest. Yeah, we didn't get it. This would be a signal to go higher here if it closes above the standard deviation level. This is really messy. Okay, our first target was filled. That was a messy trade. We're still technically in this trade, so let's see if we can get back up. Okay, let's see if we can get this target. Oh, we missed it. All right, so we do have this bearish, but we're in the middle of the bullish move. This move that we originally took here, although it did stop out, and now it definitely stopped out. Okay. All right. Brand new all-time highs at the top. We got this downward trend line. The bearish move signaled below the standard deviation level, hit its target. The runner is at break even. Okay, runner's out. This is a bullish signal higher here, but We were in the middle of that bearish move, and we got a trend line in the way, and we have a standard deviation level in the way. It did work. We have runner now at break even. Golden ruler moves up as well. Excuse me. All right, we're going to probably wrap this up in the next 2 to 5 minutes. But, you know, there were some tricky areas here. The trend was overall higher, but it wasn't as nice as I would have liked, especially this area here around all-time high. This area here was a little tricky. This one was more straightforward. There were some bearish setups I probably shouldn't have taken, like the 1037 candle. Clearly violated 2 of my rules. But it's okay. We're human. We make mistakes. The most important thing is to not let it get under your skin. This is a bearish trigger. And it did hit, but we wouldn't have taken it anyway. All right, so our brand new all-time high is up here. We have a new trend line. We'll see if we can get one more trade before I sign off, but if we don't, that's okay. Overall, it was a slightly profitable day. All right, the runner's been taken out. We do have this trend line here, and we have this trend line here. We did get a trigger to go higher, but we have we have a trend line in the way, and we have the prior all-time high, or I should say the current all-time high in the way. So probably not going to take this bullish, even though the bulls have just been relentless today. A lot of these triggered. Yeah, it's okay. Just got to follow my rules, even if it works. Even if you take trades, even if you don't trades that don't follow your rules and they work, that's okay. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I probably will be doing a trade recap video, highlighting my thoughts in more detail later on. Hope you guys all had a great start to your week, and we will talk later on. God bless you.